Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. I don't know if you guys have heard the news, but there's a group called Free Speech for People that's helping citizens file complaints against Republican lawmakers to try to prevent them from running for office this year. The basis for their legal challenge is the 14th Amendment, which states in part, quote, "No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress who, having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress to support the Constitution of the United States, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof." So far, the group has filed challenges against North Carolina Representative Madison Cawthorn, Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor-Greene, and then there's several others like Paul Gosar, all GOP lawmakers who they allege to have supported and or incited the January 6th attack at the Capitol. And we just found out that old Marge received some bad news in her case. It was given the green light to move forward. Now, Cawthorn's case was thrown out by a Trump-appointed judge, of course, and he used what appears to be a completely bogus argument. It's the 1872 amnesty law that he pointed to, but according to attorneys for the plaintiffs, that law was specifically written for and applied only to Civil War Confederate soldiers and their allies, I should say. They argued that this law was never intended to be used to excuse the action of future insurrectionists. Basically, the law allowed for those people to still serve. And so they're saying, no, this wasn't meant to overrule the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. It was very specific to that time and those specific people. Well, it appears that the judge overseeing Marjorie Taylor-Greene's case agrees with the plaintiffs. U.S. District Judge Amy Totenberg, she's an Obama appointee, so of course the right's going to point to that. She's presiding over Greene's case, and the plaintiffs say that Greene supported and encouraged this insurrection with the statements that she made, with social media posts that she issued. She said things like January 6th is, quote, "our 1776 moment." Greene also seemingly called for direct violence, and she definitely called for the disruption of the peaceful transfer of power. She said publicly, quote, "You can't allow it to just transfer power peacefully like Joe Biden wants and allow him to become our president because he did not win this election. He's guilty of treason. It's a crime punishable by death is what treason is. Nancy Pelosi is guilty of treason." So in a 72-page ruling, Judge Totenberger ruled that the 1872 amnesty law only applied to Confederate soldiers and their allies. And she said that this was evidenced by the past tense phrases used in that law. So clearly they weren't projecting this forward into the future for future insurrectionists. In addition, Totenberg wrote, quote, "As interveners counsel pointed out, it would make little sense for Congress to have prohibited Jefferson Davis and other leaders of the Confederacy from serving in Congress in 1872, while simultaneously granting blanket amnesty to all future insurrectionists, regardless of their rank or the severity of their misconduct. But that is precisely the reading that plaintiff asked this court to adopt. The far more plausible reading is that Congress's grant of amnesty only applied to past conduct." So the challenge against Greene's candidacy will move on. It's going to continue, and she's going to have to sit for a deposition under oath where they get to ask her about her comments. And then this case is going to be reviewed by an administrative law judge this Friday. Now, unfortunately, it also has to be assessed by Georgia's Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger. And time is of the essence because primary voting in their state begins next month. And they say that the ballots could go out as early as this month, April 25th, to be exact. So if Raffensperger decides that the challenge is legit, he could make the decision to leave Greene's name off of the ballots, right? Ballots that are probably being printed right now. I have no hope that he's going to do that he's going to do the right thing. I mean, I know people might say, oh, Trump put him through hell. You know what? Even though he did, yes, he stood up for the truth in the 2020 election, but he's since backpedaled. And he has since said that he would still vote for Trump. If he was the party's nominee, he would vote for him. So Trump's lies were literally and directly responsible for death threats against Raffensperger and his family. But, he claims that regardless, he would still willingly vote for him again. It's unbelievable. So will he hold Greene accountable? Will he follow the 14th Amendment to the Constitution? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. But if I hear any more, I will definitely let you guys know. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care. I'll talk with you soon.